Hey, Tux here, Luke here, and in this video we are back on the Ford Kuga. Now the inside's come up really nice. I'm so happy with it. Let's hope the outside does the same, and fingers crossed it's going to, because this car looks like, hopefully, underneath the dirt, that this is in good cosmetic condition. It's just lots and lots of dirt, as you can see. So in this video I'm not going to be doing any cosmetic repairs. I'm not going to be doing stuff like replacing the badges and dealing with curb marks on the wheels. I'm going to do that on a separate video. I just want to get this clean, and then we can deal with what's underneath and actually see how big of a task we've got to get this car back into pristine condition. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Sit back, relax, and stay tuned. The idea behind the pre-wash was to remove as much loose dirt and contamination off the paintwork as possible, and normally when you get on the back of a car like this, it does a pretty good job of removing that top layer, but as you can see, hardly anything is coming off. This dirt is embedded in the paintwork, and that's because I believe it is exhaust smoke that's actually got there over the years and never been cleaned off, so it's going to take a lot more than just a jet wash to get this dirt out of the car. Moving on to the wheels, and they actually proved to be quite the challenge. The regular wheel cleaner from Sam's Detailing just couldn't get that fake dust off, so I had to go in with something a little bit heavier, and I used Purple Rain from Auto Bright Direct, which is a fallout remover and targets any iron contaminants in the paintwork. Now this is useful for this type of application because the fake dust has embedded itself in the paint, and a fallout remover really is the best products for getting this stuff out. But even so, it still wouldn't get everything out of this wheel. I tried multiple attempts, tried agitating it multiple times with the brush, tried using a magic eraser on it with the fallout remover, and I could only probably remove 60 to 70% on the front wheels. Now the backs, they came up very good, but the fronts are going to need another round. So in the next video I'm going to take the wheels off and actually use some light grade sandpaper and to actually get the brake dust off and re-polish the wheels back up afterwards, and I think that will get the final brake dust off the wheels. Moving on to day 2, and this car is looking so much better than it was yesterday, but there's still so much dirt in there and it just won't come off. No matter how much I wash it with the car shampoo and the mist, there's still all this contamination and what looks like carbon deposits all over the white paintwork. So we're going to need to do a full decontamination of this paintwork, hopefully to get this out. If that doesn't work, it's probably going to need the compound and the polish after that as well. Now, what I suspect the problem is an issue with the DPF filter, which I know was fixed a couple of years ago. This may or may not have had its DPF filter mapped out, but for anyone watching it, it's still got a DPF filter. But I don't think the car's been washed since, and I think it's embedded itself into the white paintwork on the car, so you can see it's quite prominent. Moving on to the sides of the car, we've got lots of tar deposits and iron contamination, which you can see in the paintwork as well. So I really think this car's going to benefit greatly from a full paintwork decontamination and then a nice wax on top of it, and I think the car's going to look very good after that. When it comes to decontamination, I like to do a small test patch on one panel of the car, and this really allows me to gauge how contaminated a portion of the car is before I do everything else, to actually get an idea of what the before and after results are going to be like. Now, I started off on the back door trying to remove the tar deposits, and this is going to dissolve them, allowing them to be wiped off with a microfiber cloth. After that, onto the second stage of decontamination is removing iron particles from the paintwork. And this works by allowing the product to sit on there for a while. It's going to target those iron deposits, turn them purple, and allow them to be wiped off or just washed off with a hose pipe. Now, this iron deposits, they come from anything such as brake dust, exhaust fumes, or even just railway cars passing by, and they lodge themselves in the paint and appear as little tiny rust spots and give the paint a gold tint to it. Finally, after that, it's on to stage 3, and that's the claim it, which you use with some type of lubricant, and that's going to remove the final contamination from the paintwork. And this is almost like very light friction, it takes the top layer off. As you can see in the before and after shots, there is a night and day difference on this white car. It's so satisfying to see. When it came to decontaminating the entire car, I actually introduced an extra step into the process, and that's using a micro-abrasive shampoo, in this case Maguire's Wash Plus. What this does is has very small particles in it that's almost like a polish and allows the paintwork to almost be exfoliated rather than just clean, so it gives it a very, very gentle scrub. Now, this is absolutely fine on this paintwork at this point because we've got all the loose contaminants off it, and that's why now I'm going in circular motions rather than straight lines, because the risk of scratching the car is very, very little. But what this does is give the clay mitt less work to do later, and it's also going to be kinder than the clay mitt because it's more forgiving if something is on the paint. And this made such a difference to the overall appearance of the back of the car, and the rest of the car for that matter. It probably did 70% of what the clay mitt could do, and then the clay mitt could then just focus on the most difficult particles to get out. Even after all that claying and decontamination and washing, there was still dirt in the back of the paint, and I actually had to get the polisher out to remove the final bit, and thankfully that did it. So I used my Auto Finesse dual action polisher and Auto Finesse triple to do this. Now you're also going to see after this stage that I'm not going to wax the car. That's because in the next video I need to actually do some cosmetic repairs to it, so there's no point in waxing at the moment, so the protection is going to be added next time. But overall, the car was clean in the end. We got there, and the results were so satisfying, so I was very happy with how this car turned out. Well, there we have it. There's detail on the Ford Kuga, and I'm so happy with how this has turned out. It's looking like just a different car, and I'm really excited to get to the next stage, which is going to be actually getting to little cosmetic imperfections and dealing with them. So that's going to be stuff like new badges and just doing stuff like the curb marks on the wheel. So I think the car's going to look really fresh after that. Anyway, I hope you liked this video, and if you want to see the next video in this series on the Kuga, you know what to do. Hit that bell notification icon and subscribe button so you're alert to that video as soon as it drops. But until then, thank you all for watching, see you soon, and as always, take care.